is an Embark dog DNA review. Hey, my name is Haley and I am owner of Arrowhead Bulldogs, and this is going to be my in-depth, step-by-step review of the Embark DNA dog test. So this thing is really cool. It comes in this really nice, neat little package that's easy to read and easy to understand. The thing that I like about it is that it comes with all these little aspects that you get to do and understand about your dog just from a simple swab that takes 30 to 60 seconds to do. So as we go over it, the Embark is actually, it's not only accurate, but it has a partner of the Cornell University College of Veterinary Medicine. So it's nice that it has a College of Veterinary Medicine to back it. On the back here, it gives a little overview of all the things that it does. So it talks about the breed's ID and ancestry. Discover your dog's family history back to their great-grandparents. So this is really cool because let's say you spend a lot of money on a purebred and you just like the verification of knowing it might be registered, but then you have the actual DNA proof that it's 100% purebred. Or like we have some friends that bought a German Shepherd and it might have a little bit of wolf in it, which is kind of weird, right? So you can do the DNA test and see how much percentage, if any, is actually in there. It also, because it has the ancestry, anytime that a dog is registered with Embark and your dog is related to the new dog, you get a notification. So let's say that you are a dog breeder, like I am, and I get a notification of somebody, let's say, is related to our stud hawk. Then I'm like, hey, that dog is as a half sibling, so then it gives me the more ability to choose wisely and be a responsible breeder when it comes to allowing who I allow my dog to be studded with. The reason that I personally chose this is because it covers over 160 diseases when it comes to checking your dog's health. So these are genetic diseases, not things that are environmental or food-based, but the actual genetics. It includes so many different things, which as a dog breeder I can go over in more detail, but not everybody's interested in that, so I'm just going to move on. It also talks about the traits, so the genes behind your dog's unique look, to explain some of the features. It's also, it says, we test 20 times more of your dog's genes than any other dog DNA test. So I really like that. We've used some other DNA places. It is costly. This is not cheap, but we can link to some cheaper ways to get it. But the other places are very small in the amount of tests that they do. It's very limited. I like that this has so much more involved in the testing than some of the other big name places. It's proven and trusted, and it's accepted by hundreds of clinics and top veterinary hospitals. This is also really cool because as a dog breeder, again, it doesn't apply to everybody, but if you are a dog breeder and you have a stud, it's always great to have them registered with OFA, but they can't do that until they're 2 because their joints have to be solidified and all that good stuff. But with this, you can do the test before they are 2, and then it actually gives you an option to submit it to OFA, so you have that ability to go ahead and get the process started long before you have to finalize approval by OFA. It also supports science, which is super awesome. It says each purchase contributes to the life-saving canine health research, which is really cool because then you not only are spending money on yourself and your dog, but without having to spend any extra money, you're able to support a really good cause. So that is the back of it. It also has a unique activation code, which I'll show you in a second. So your code will be found on the outside of the box. So you take the sleeve off. It comes in a pre-made envelope or like a little shipping box. So it's already postage is paid, the address is there. All you have to do on the outside is to put in your return address. Then once you open it, it gives you step-by-step directions. So first you want to activate it. It gives you the website to go to, and then you will use this little activation code. So that way you're already registered. Then it tells you to swab your dog. So when you swab, you want no eating before 30 minutes before. That way you don't get any type of cross-contamination. And it says to swab the lower cheek pouches to fully soak the sponge, and then you insert it back into the little container, which I'll show you in a second. So this says no eating for 30 minutes. I like to go a little bit over that. I usually do like an hour, or like before I feed them first thing in the morning. That's when I typically do this. That way I know if they haven't had anything to eat overnight, I don't have to worry about too much cross-contamination there. And then it gives you like a little dog tag. So then it gives you the inside here. Just another little step-by-step direction. And that tells you to bag it and seal it and ship it off. So inside, we have the little swab. On the outside of the package, it gives you a place to put their name, which if you're doing more than one dog is super important because you don't want to mix up the samples. So then you open it, super easy, sealed and then unsealed. You pull it out of the box. Be careful not to touch the swab end. So what it has you do is you'll put it in their mouth on the bottom side for 30 to 60 seconds. So, you know, maybe sing like Baby Shark or the ABCs twice or something, just to give you a good general idea. And then what you'll do is you'll unscrew it, stick it back down inside the fluid, which is like a preservative, shake it up, and you'll put it in this little baggie. I'm gonna put this away so I don't touch it. You'll put it back in the box, fold it up. Okay, fold it. It has like a little seal thing here, which is nice. I get paranoid though, and I always put extra tape on it because I'm paranoid. But then you just put your return address on it and you ship it out. So that's just the general idea of the boxing. We'll show you here in a couple seconds how to go about actually doing the collection. So this is Lilo. She is a black merle. She also carries blue. We've already done the color code DNA test, but I'm going to show you how to do the Embark DNA swab.
Yeah. Say hi.
So we have our swab out here with the baggie, and we have a couple extra pens ready so that I can make sure it's labeled properly. So I'm going to pull it out. She hasn't had anything to eat. She's just had water. Okay. So we put it down this cheek. Ready? 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 45. It's always a good idea to like twist it while you're taking the sample. Just really get as much DNA on there as possible. It's not their favorite thing, but I mean, it's really not that difficult, and she's doing really good. She's actually slamming my other hand, giving me more DNA. Huh, good girl. All right, oh, that's slobbery. Good job. Can we go ahead and help her off the counter? So then, no, she's not a big fan of textures. So like the smoothness of the counter is not her favorite. So then it tells you to go ahead and you take off the cap. Stick it down inside the fluid. Make sure the cap is on there nice and tight because you're gonna shake it. So it says to shake it 10 times. So it's nice and coated. A couple extras, not gonna hurt. All right, so then we're gonna put her name on the outside. Lilo. I'm a big fan of keeping as much record as possible. That way, if you have multiple dogs, you don't get anything mixed up unnecessarily. So you put it in the bag, you seal it, get out of the box, take these things out, put it back in, close it up, peel it off. All right, so then all we'll do is that once it's registered, we just put our address on it and then ship it out. So we'll let you guys know what the DNA results are. So we've already taken our sample, we got the package all sealed up, and now we're gonna show you how to activate your Embark dog DNA test. So after you open your browser, you're gonna want to go to embarkvet.com right up here. Now we already have an account, so we're gonna sign in, but you can click Activate Kit. I'll just show you that first here. Activate your kit. It'll take you to an account where you can create and then sign in. We're going to, since we already have an account, we're going to go ahead and click add a new dog. What is your dog's name? Little Lilo. She is a female. We're going to continue. That's her story. She is not spayed. I'll fill that story in later. I believe that people can then go on and see a little bit about your dog. She is a purebred. She is an English bulldog. Enter registration number. Those are different things you can add in. This is all optional, but her birthday is April. Oh, that's the day. The day she was born on the 2nd month of April. She was born 2018. Other things that you can add, I'm not going to add in right now, but we're going to go ahead and continue. Yes, we're done. We've added her. Now we need to activate her kit. Each kit has their own code, so this one is specific to Lilo. So once I register her, other people can't use it. Continue. Swab nibble. I want this dog's DNA to contribute to medical science. Sure. I don't think it adds any cost. That's my business phone number, so if you need to call me, there you go. My email address right there. Continue. All right. So I believe that's it. It's already processed, so now we're just going to pop it in the mail, and then they will send me updates as when they receive it and the status along the way, and then we will give you guys an update when her results come back. So far we have gone over why we're doing the Embark. We've gone over how to do the collection sample, which we've already done. It's boxed up, ready to go. All that's left is I have to put that return address on. We have activated our kit. So now all that we're gonna do is send it out. We'll get results in like 3 to 6 weeks, I believe the website says. What was really cool the first time that we did it was that we started getting email notifications of that it was received, that it was being processed, that it was almost complete. So that was really cool. So I hope they do that. I hope that's a continuous thing. Something I didn't realize when I opened the last box was these little Embark tags. So I don't use collars a whole lot because I have bulldogs unless we're going out in public. But on the back of them, it says find my info, and it gives a phone number and how to go about finding the dog. So that way, if they get lost for whatever reason, this is an extra way, an extra piece of security to get them, make sure that they get back to you. Since Embark obviously has my phone number, my email address, other ways of contacting me. So wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and use these little tags. So we will keep you guys updated when those come back, and we'll let you know what happens. We finally got our results back. Yay! Okay, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't that dramatic, right? It only took like 2 or 3 weeks to get the results back. That's the only thing that we don't really like about it is that it takes a couple weeks. But in reality, it's not that big of a deal. You're gonna have a wait no matter where you go. So now what we're gonna do is gonna go ahead and kick it over to the computer and show you what the results look like. So a lot of the times they will send you a link in your email, but we're going to go to embarkvet.com. So once you're here, you're going to want to sign in, and it takes you to your homepage, notifications, welcome to Embark. So right here is the list of the 4 dogs that we currently have DNA'd for now. If we take a look at Hawk, he's our stud French Bulldog. Let's go through a little bit of what he is and has. You can put the description right there. You can edit your profile, gives you the genetic status. So predicted adult weight is 26 pounds, genetic age in human years is 21 years old. So that at least that, you don't have to go through and do the whole like weird dog year math thing. You can upload videos, pictures, documents such as their pedigree, their registration, all those really good things that you don't mind sharing, as it says it is for public viewing. But what we're going to focus on first is health, because as a bulldog breeder, that's a pretty big important thing. So you'll notice here, it gives you what they're at risk for, what they are a carrier of, and what they are clear on. So you'll notice that Hawk is at risk for 0. He doesn't have any chances of coming down those genetic diseases. He doesn't even carry those genetic diseases, so that's pretty awesome. When we are going to breed with another French female, I know for a fact that no matter what she carries, we're only going to be improving the French Bulldog breed because he doesn't even carry anything. It's pretty awesome that they also test for 172 different genetic diseases. That's a lot more than other places do. So it's awesome to be able to rule all of those out. So let's say though, he was at risk or was a carrier for something. It tells you exactly what that means. He's not a carrier for any of the genetic conditions that Embark tests for. And it says that he did not test positive for any of the genetic conditions. So that's really awesome. But then if he did, let's say he did test positive for either as a at risk or as a carrier for CRR1, something that's pretty popular inside the Bulldog community, that that is something that you have to test for. And if let's say he did come back with CMR1, you can easily click on it and it takes you to the description of it, so to give you an idea. What's awesome too is that you can go down and print it out, and then you can also take it to your vet and submit it to OFA for the records there. So it's really awesome that you have all of those options. And I like that it's all right here at my fingertips. I have all of my dogs in one place, and it's super easy to add and take a look at everything when you need it. So there you have it, right? Pretty simple from start to finish, just a few steps, and gives you, as you saw, a lot of information, and it's all there in one place, which is something that I really like about it. Like I said before, there's quite a few different places that you can go to get the DNA testing done. I like how you have one screen with all the information. You don't have to just print it out and stick it away somewhere in a file. You actually can just log on, have all your dogs at easy access right there for you. I also really like all the details that come with it. A lot of the places you just get a few tests, you have to pick either the colors or you have to pick the genetics or you have to pick this or that. Here you have it all in one place. As a breeder, that's pretty important to me personally. Not everybody believes that the DNA is like something that you really have to know, but to better the breed, which is what you should be doing when you breed your dog, you have to know your dog. You have to know what's behind it. You have to know what you're passing on so that you can choose your pairings wisely. So that's what I like about it. Feel free to ask any questions down below. Let us know what you think. If you liked it, we'd really appreciate a thumbs up. There's like a little bell somewhere over here if you want to click that, subscribe, share. It's always super appreciated. We'll also try to put a link down below with hopefully a cheaper place to buy it than where we got it. It's also a tip. You can also buy them in bulk if you have like a litter. If you buy them in bulk, you get them also cheaper. So keep that in mind as well. I know this video was long. Thank you so much for sticking it out and watching all the way through. Like I said before, earlier, let us know what you think. Really appreciate it. Any questions? Open book. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much. See you guys later.